Hey there, another video. I was watching Anything Wheeled, Ray over there, and some of the stuff that he's been working on with his Jimny. Go check it out. I'll try to put a link below to his video. He just did a couple videos where he installed a new lift kit in his Jimny. I will not be doing that video because I already have a lift kit in mind. So check that out if you're interested in a lift kit, or even just, maybe upgrading your suspension. And then he also put some different tires on his, and it looks really, really good. And I know he's been working through like front sway bar not issues, but like getting a front sway bar. But he had a video where he installed one of these, and I thought, I'm all about comfort because this is my daily driver. It's not an off-roader. You will probably never see me taking this thing off-road. I know for some, what's the point in having a Jimny if you don't use it for what it's intended to be used for? But it's just not my thing. Not that I don't think it'd be fun with the right trails and right people, and it sounds amazing, but I wouldn't want to do it with this one. So maybe I'll get another one someday and look at that for more off-road. But anyway, because it's comfort for me, I want a comfortable ride best as possible, which is why I've done heated seats, which is why I've done power windows, which hopefully by the time this video is out, I have done the power locks. I'm looking at a remote start setup. So a couple clicks and it runs. I'm not gonna get into like a phone-based, I'm not going to that extreme, but just, ideally the best for me is just like from my house, I can double click, start the car up before I leave in the morning, and see how that works out. But anyway, so for a comfort standpoint, I watched Ray's video on Anything Wheeled and I bought this. It's the same exact one he bought. It's the the steering stabilizer. Pretty sure it's the same one he bought. I looked up the same links and everything as him, the rough country stabilizer. So it comes with the brackets to mount. There's one bracket and there's the other bracket. And so I'm gonna do that install. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand this down the best I can. I don't expect perfection, but I'm gonna try to sand down the main part of this. And I'm gonna use the paint I have, color match paint, to paint it to match the Jimny. The other option is black. So you can't see it, I'm looking at it from here, but I thought it'd be cool to try to match it. So I'm gonna paint it yellow before I get it installed. And then we're gonna get it installed. The other thing I'm gonna do before I install it, because I know that this isn't a solve for real issues, whether you've got bearing issues, kingpin issues, whatever those are. Like, I know this does not fix that. It may mask them a little bit, but it does not fix them. I don't seem to have any of those problems. The one thing I will say I do have, and I haven't done it yet, and it's out of pure laziness, is I need to just tighten up my steering box a little bit. My steering is so easy. Driving down the highway when I'm doing 55, which I don't do all the time, but there's one little stretch of road on my way to work, depending which way I go, that is 55 for about, 90 seconds. It's not very long. And it's just a little twitchy because the steering's so loose. So before I do that, I want to fix that. So in part of this video, it's going to be a combo of I'm going to adjust that steering box. I know it's super easy. You just loosen a little bolt on top, tighten the screw stud just a hair, and then tighten that back down, and you should be able to tighten up the feel of that. So I'm going to do that and try to get that to feel a little better before I throw that in, because I don't want to hide any problems. So I'm going to do that. So hang out, check it out. If you're interested in anything, I'll have what I've purchased down below, and hopefully it helps. All right, let's get started. Okay, so I got my matching paint. Stuff's pretty cool, works really well. I think it was 30 bucks for a can. Should last me a while. But yeah, I figured I'd spray. I sanded it down, got rid of the clear coat, and just threw this on there. It's still wet. But yeah, that's gonna look nice tucked under there. It'll match that pretty well. And then I've done these tow hook covers that I did in the, I have some filament that is close. You can see it here. Like, this isn't bad. This is a pretty good match when it's not right up against the paint. But when you get it up closer to the paint, it looks like this. So it's really not that close at all. And this might be a little sun faded at this point, but so I had them printed in the yellow filament, and they just were really yellow. So I figured while I was painting the stabilizer, I would just throw paint on these too. So I did. They're gonna match nicely. They slide over these. So these are the tow hooks. And I just designed a nice little kind of knobby pattern. One for the front, one for the rear, and two for the front sides. And they're just decorations, no big deal. And then here, I painted the brackets. They were bright stainless or whatever. And I threw some Rust-Oleum high heat kind of grilled paint on them, just to knock down the shine of the silver more than anything, being under there and being bright. So yeah, that's it. So next, I still need to tighten the steering box. I would love to try to do it while the grill is on. I really don't want to take the grill off with that wired in. Snap more clips, although I have more clips. So we're gonna see if I can get a wrench and a screwdriver and do it all from the top, or maybe even reaching out under from the bottom. It's just a slight adjustment I need to make, but I do want to adjust the steering box. So we're gonna do that next. Get that adjusted, take it for a test drive, just feel if it's a little bit more snug. And I'll do that before the stabilizer bar goes on. But this is the rest of the hardware. Instructions, no big deal. So we'll be back in a few minutes with the adjustment to the steering box, and then we'll get started on the install. Okay, so here we are. That right there, that nut and that slotted, I don't know, bolt maybe, is how you adjust your steering box. So if you've never done it, it's pretty straightforward. You loosen the main nut, and then you slightly tighten the slotted bolt, and then you retighten the nut to make sure it doesn't move. So that's the trick to it. I just adjusted mine. I'm gonna go take it for a quick test drive and see if it tightens the things up a bit, which I think it's going to. I tried to do it stationary to see if I could feel a difference, and it's kind of hard to tell. So I'm gonna just run it down the street real quick. But then from there, we'll get the stabilizer installed. And here's the finished product from the paint. Turned out really, really nice. It's a really, really good match. I mean, it's not a perfect match. I don't have any clear on this. I probably should put some clear on this. I may have some I can throw on there. But it turned out nice. So next install will be the actual stabilizer itself. So sorry, I was zoomed in the whole time. So yeah, so we'll throw the stabilizer on here shortly and see what it feels like after that. But I'm gonna take it for a quick drive right now with with the adjustment of the steering box. So see how it goes. Okay, just did a quick drive. I mean, I feel like it's slightly better. I don't know if I would say it's drastically improved. And I'm not even sure the steering stabilizer is gonna do much there. I feel like it'll tighten it up a bit. So I don't know if there's something wrong with my steering box, or it's these tires, or a combination of all things, but I just don't like how sketchy at speed the steering is. It's super twitchy, even a little bit of wind and it feels like, you know, I don't know, just twitchy. So I'm sure someone will respond with where that problem lies. But in the meantime, I don't think there's necessarily any harm in throwing on the steering stabilizer. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Shouldn't take long. It's a pretty simple install. I'll show you when I get down there, but it's this bracket goes on one of on the steering rod part of the car, and then this here goes onto the axle, and then you've got these U clamps, and then the stabilizer goes in between. So pretty straightforward. yeah, we're gonna give it a go and see how it works out. So stay tuned. All right, so this is the first bracket. Goes on the axle part. So like right here, there are some, I guess they're brake lines that I'm gonna have to make sure I don't interfere with, which I don't think I'm going to, but yeah, there's plenty of room there. That's as simple as that. You just kind of bolt this on here, get it out of the way. Okay, there's 3 nuts for this because it's the one end goes on the stabilizer bolt. I might have to move this over a bit depending on how much this clears. And then there's 2 for these U-bolts. They're different sizes. So if you probably won't notice, I'll fast forward through most of it, but I could not figure out why this wouldn't go on. And I was getting ready to grab a wrench to tighten it. And that's when I realized it's not the same size. So when it didn't fit in my size 14, I realized like, oh, something must be different, and that's what's different. So just be aware. Simple enough, but yeah. So they gave 2 different sizes. This is the one that fits. This does not fit. This is too big, but this is a good fit. All right, so you just hang on here. Oh, maybe not hang. Hang. We're gonna do the tab this way. And we're just gonna slot these. I probably should do these one at a time. I don't think I'm this coordinated. There. I don't know if those are the same size. Nope, not at all. So that other bracket, those are 14s. These are 13s, I guess. 13s. So that's on there enough for now for us to do the next part. So I put the rubber spacer or whatever grommet washers both sides. I'm supposed to extend this out a bit. I'm watching Anything Wheeled, so thanks to Ray at Anything's Wheeled for his video. I'm referencing what he did, just so you know. So I'm supposed to get this in here, and then so according to Ray's video, I've got mine on backwards. I don't know if it matters, but I'm gonna just flip it around. So I tighten this side up first because what I would assume is that I have a little bit of adjustment over here that I can move if I need to. So that's why I did that. I don't know what size this is. It's probably another 14. Okay, everything's bolted up. I'm gonna turn the wheel and make sure I don't get any locking out if I, distance set and everything. There's not much room I have to adjust at this point. This end here will hit the control, control, whatever that's called. So I can't go any further that way, and I can't go any further this way because I'm starting to hit the bolt for the tie rod. So hopefully this is it. So that's all the way right, and that worked out great. Obviously, that's the easy one because it's... Well, for some reason my recording stopped, but I think you saw enough. The basic install is, bracket in between, turn your wheels, make sure you've got the clearance, bracket, stabilizer in between, make sure you've got your clearance. And that's it. I'm gonna clean up and take it out for a test drive, but super easy install. I've looked like I'm getting full range. The way I was able to tell is when you turn right, the stabilizer expands. So that's the easy part, right? I've probably got plenty of expansion on that. But when you turn left, that's when it compresses back down, and you've got to make sure you don't bottom out the stabilizer. It's definitely, there's no range left in it when I'm all the way to the left, but I did a little comparison with my treads and how the inside of the tread pops out of the fender equally in both ways when I turn. So I don't think I'm bottoming out, but I am going to tweak this a bit and try to just give it a little bit more space widthwise. And then we'll take it for a test drive. So you didn't really miss anything on the install other than me just trying to find the right size nuts, bolts, tightening things. So, but let me tweak this and we'll go for a drive. All right, so we're out on a test drive. By the way, this is my the little phone mount that I have that's right to the right of the HVAC. I've never used it for forward-facing recording, but works pretty good. Anyway, just got to the end of my road. I'm gonna head out here, just drive down the street a little bit. It definitely feels tighter already. Again, it's probably a combination of both adjustments I made. But already I can tell, like, it's still really easy to steer, but it doesn't feel as, I would say, dangerous. It's just not as like, oh gosh, it was just so light and twitchy, and I feel like any little bump is gonna pull me into another lane just because it would jerk the steering wheel. And not in a, I've got loose parts, worn out parts kind of way, just super easy steering. So I think this is a good adjustment. Watching Ray's video, he talked about how completely lost any kind of feedback in the steering wheel, and I can see what he means. You definitely don't feel the bumps and the shakes in the wheel, which I kind of like. I'm not an off-roader. I'm not looking for feedback. I'm just a daily driver, mall crawler, as I like to call this. But this is a really good road for me because, you know, it's a 45-mile-an-hour road, and there's kind of a bit of an S up here, and it's one of those turns that I can feel kind of like that concept of, gosh, I feel like it's going to pull, and it just be a little sketchy in the turns. But I don't think I'm going to have that problem now. So again, you know, for $50-$60, and I think that took me 15-20 minutes, including adjusting the steering box. So, you know, here's the turn. Oh yeah, so much better. Again, it's still easy, it's still power. It's not like it's made steering hard. It's just taken that, I don't know what to call it, just the looseness out of it that made it feel sketchy. So I'm gonna call it a success. Again, someone might want to tell me like why my steering feels that loose. If there's something else I should be looking at, by all means, let me know. I'm far from an expert, but this feels like a much needed improvement for me. For something, you know, again, a basic install, like it's not a lot of work to do it, not a lot of money to do it. I spent a little extra time because I painted it to match. Obviously you don't need to do that. But yeah, so give me your thoughts. I don't know. If I don't like it, it's not like I'm damaging anything. It's a super easy removal. At the end of the day, it's 6 bolts that come off and I can just take it off. So I like it. I feel like, again, it's more and more I'm on these roads, I feel like it's definitely tightened things up just enough. Not over tight. You know, it doesn't feel like it's hard, hard to steer. But again, it takes a bit of the easiness out. It's not play. It wasn't play. It was just a very loose, easy steering. So yeah, I'm gonna call that a win. So anyway, I'll stop rambling. Appreciate it. Give me your thoughts. Give me your comments. I'll put a link down to the rough country one that I bought down in the description below, in case you want to order one. There are probably some other ones you can find, but this one's I think it's actually for a Samurai, but it worked really well. But yeah, all right. See you on the next one.